I was scrolling Twitter, which is always a mistake because there's nothing but filth on their website for the most part. It gets posted somehow, it ends up on my timeline. Usually people that I follow retweeting it saying like WTF. But this medical doctor, let's just show you guys because he deleted it after the fact and he tries to backpedal on it. But this is another example of why. A lot of these guys have told on themselves, and, I always have to put the disclaimer that that's kind of unique to me because some folks have always said like this community has always been like that. It's like you don't just, you haven't dated anybody in the community or anything, so you wouldn't really know. But they've been like, particularly with the nurses, because I've said this past year has, where I was a more neutral, general positive perspective when it came to the medical and science community. This past year just lost a lot of that positive perspective. Let's say that. But this medical doctor, this is a video actually. It's not a shot. It's just somebody had to screenshot it, what he said, because it was deleted. But this is a video of people in Naples, Florida, being regular people at the grocery store. Most of them, if not all of them, had no mask. They were just doing their thing. And I'm sitting here like, okay, what's the problem? And then you read what he says, and this is what it says. Naples, Florida, let them die. I'm so tired of these people. No vaccines for y'all. You see, that's an interesting thing, man. And it goes to show how some of it is social political. And that is that if you don't act like I want you to act, then you are an enemy of me and you deserve to die. These are people that supposedly actually, want to do the opposite. But it's just let them die. Just let them die. And it was a follow-up comment that said, I'm so tired of giving my 100% and some people won't even wear a mask. Now, again, the mask thing is always interesting because of the fact that there's still no evidence that it's not conclusive as what these guys generally pretend. Okay? It's no, like before, prior to March, that's what the studies had shown. And even the studies now that they've been doing have been more of regional studies, aerosol can spray study, but more regional studies in that, okay, this area had mask or mandates or something, and this is what happened. And it had a positive, a positive, let's say, outcome when it came to less spread. Whereas you've had some, like, for example, that were done here that were immediately published and then had to be retracted because they had turned out to be false. They had a spike in that area or something like that. Like, oh, well, we got to reassess it. We've talked about it on the channel. I forget the title name of the video that you can go look at. But we talked about it and did a whole video about it, how they had to, forget what the group of scientists did a study. Of course, it got published and all of this. And it was like, well, we showed that masks, where the mandates were at, it equal less hospitalizations until it didn't. So yeah, this guy says no vaccines for you, and because you're going about your business as a regular people, man. And yeah, that's the biggest disconnect right there between that community and I guess regular people, is because of what they've done and having to treat these folks and getting paid for it. By the way, it's not like they're doing it for free. They get paid for it. A lot of folks in that community have had their egos just inflated to hot air balloon levels. Okay. And they get frustrated in the event that you're not towing the line, that it's much like a politician, right? But you're not towing the line of what it is that they have been lecturing about. In this case, it's the mask, I guess. And because that's what he said in a follow-up comment, you should die. And look, when I say like these guys want you dead, people think that I'm just talking out of my behind. No, these guys don't fuck with y'all. They want you out of there, okay? They don't want anything to do with you, and they want you dead, and they be perfectly fine with you being dead. So all that heroism, which is the opposite of what heroism is, right? They've been propped up, put on this platform as if they're heroes, and it's like, well, no, we're only a hero if you act like we want you to act. It's funny how that works. It's almost like a lot of us were saying that. So why are we propping you guys up? Why can heroes work here? Can't watch a commercial or something without y'all look at these people in this industry that are front lines like, yeah, thank you, but you're getting paid. So all that shit that these guys be talking about doesn't matter anyway. Like, you're getting paid for a service, much like the guys at the grocery store get paid for a service. We ain't got to sit up here and like each other. That's the beautiful thing about trade, right? Is that we don't have to like each other. You value the money or the service, and I value the service, right? You value the money, I value the service. We exchange goods and services. So you're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? You allowed to work. A lot of people didn't have that such a luxury. Right? But this idea that, like, and it's like he's holding a vaccines hostage, which again, that's whatever, because I ain't taking that shit anyway, but I can't speak for people there. But even if those folks there did want it, paid for it, or their insurance or something paid for them being able to get the vaccine, well, that's their money. And that's in exchange. And again, if you're being open with it, which I appreciate, because a lot of these guys are telling on themselves, just say that. You're social politically motivated. Your perspective on helping people, that's what it is. They have to act like you want them to do it. They have to participate in this society. We live in a society. They have to participate in it the way that you want them to in order for you to serve them with a vaccine, which could save their life if it worked in the way that you claimed. Now, again, I'm not taking it. I want nothing to do with it. Y'all keep that shit. But it just goes to show that it's absolutely socio-politically motivated. And I just want to just put that out there. So we keep doing these videos about medical doctors and nurses and the overhyped egos because people and it's like folks say, well, you can't see what they see. You don't see what it is they see. Their perspective is different. Like, that has nothing to do with anything, because that was the same position prior to COVID. It's like, I'm not a doctor, so I don't see what you see, but that's irrelevant to the situation. These are people that have lives, and like you have a life, right? And the fact that they want to live it and take the risk that they want to, it is what it is. They are free to do that. That's kind of how this works, my man. But he tried to backpedal on it, and there's no backpedaling from just saying let people die, which seems to be the opposite of what the doctors are supposedly supposed to rather stand for. So it is what it is. Let them talk crazy. But yeah, see stuff like this, it changes your perspective, don't it?